Welcome to Texas Beard Adventures. I'm Brad Harry, your host, and today I'm with Jennifer Stool, and she wants to be on camera. No, it's on. It's on. Jennifer, you don't have to be that way. It's fine. Look at Paige. Welcome to Texas Beard Adventures. I'm Brad Harry, your host, and today we're changing out water heaters. I'm at my buddy Justin Stool's house. Say hello, Justin.
Howdy.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to start the video out. Ahoy, hoy. Heard on the radio today, that's how they used to answer the telephone. Did you know that?
No.
Ahoy, hoy. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but then I forgot. All right, so we have a 50-gallon electric water heater up in the attic of Justin's house, which, depending on where you're at in the country, on a new build cannot go there. On a remodel, it's not supposed to go there. The only time you can leave a tank type water heater in the attic is if you're changing one out, which that's what we're doing. So first things first, go ahead and unplug it from the wall because I'm a plumber, not an electrician. Next thing is going to be get your garden hose, run it out either to a window like Justin has it, or you can run it to a tub, something like that. Justin, do you have a water softener?
Yes.
Justin has a water softener, but even though he has a water softener, it will still create a certain amount of sediment in a water heater. It's just the way it is. It doesn't take out 100% of the hard water molecules. So he had a little bit of buildup on the bottom. So what you want to do is you leave your hot and cold connected. Get your water, leave it on. That's the hot water, the cold water shutoff valve going to the heater. You can leave that on. Get your hose connected to the drain. Get a flathead screwdriver. Sometimes they'll have a knob here. This one had some calcium buildup right at the neck, right there. So with this on, took the hose off, stuck my Phillips screwdriver. You can use whatever you got, piece of wire, and you see all the water that sprayed out. I was able to get it to start flowing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shut, or actually we're going to open the TMP, and then we're going to shut this. Then we're going to get our pliers. We're going to take hot and cold loose from the top. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow for all of that air to enter through the top. We're going to do that on both sides. So per code, you're supposed to have some point of disconnect on every part of the heater. Plug, you can disconnect it this way. TMP, supposed to have some type of flexible connector here or a union. Same thing goes for up here. These are your disconnect here. These are copper flexible connectors. I always go back with stainless steel. So we're gonna pause a moment while this thing drains, and we already unboxed the other one. I guess we can go ahead and bring that one over here, at least get it ready to come up. We want to get this one down before we bring the new one up. Okay. So Justin was just asking me the life expectancy of an electric water heater. This is a 2015 model, so it is only 6 years old, right? 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. He's been having some troubles. It's been tripping the breaker, right?
Correct.
Okay. And your sequence of events would be, which breaker was it tripping? The thermostat? The reset on the thermostat. So there is a reset, a red button on the thermostat on the top element, typically. And that's usually a sign of a bad element or an element that's fixing to go out, or a thermostat that's fixing to go out. This is a 2015. He didn't notice up until like a week ago that there was water in the pan, correct?
Correct.
So a couple things that is going to help from having your tank rupture on a heater, and it's actually code in our area, is to have an expansion tank, which is a blue or a white tank, and the vacuum relief. The vacuum relief doesn't keep the pressure from going up and down, but it does allow for the system to break the siphon when and if there is no water coming to the heater. So if for some reason Justin doesn't pay his water bill, which, you know, I mean, it could happen, and they come over and shut the water off, and his wife wants to take a shower, and there is no vacuum relief on this heater, what it will do is it will continue to siphon until the tank is completely empty. Then the elements will dry fire, and then your heater's no good until you replace the elements. So it's just a little tip of how to increase the longevity or lifespan of your water heater is by having the proper stuff on the top of it, which would be your vacuum relief, and first and foremost, your expansion tank, which is going to allow the water molecules to expand into the expansion tank when they heat, because when they're cold, they're smaller, and when they heat up, they expand, and this gives them a place to go. You also need to make sure that you fill the expansion tank to the operating pressure of the house. So typically what we'll do is we will test at the hose bib to find out what the the pressure is on the system. Do you know what it is? We're going to find out. We have a hose bib pressure gauge, goes up to 100 psi. The one that my buddy Travis has goes up to like 300 psi, but he hasn't given it back yet. Don't worry about all that water spraying everywhere.
You're supposed to fix that too, Brad.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right, so we got 50 psi. No, 60 psi. God bless, Justin. The neighbor just showed up, and his name is Detroit.
I'm here to supervise.
Why do they call you Detroit?
I'm from Detroit.
I know that, but I wanted you to tell everybody else.
Oh, I'm from Detroit. 8 Mile.
8 Mile. 8 Mile.
I'm not
From the rough side. Is Eminem your brother?
No.
Slim Shady?
I didn't grow up anywhere near 8 Mile.
Yes.
Is it going?
That's going. All right, so these come pre-charged at 40 psi. We're going to fill it to 60. Perfect. So the hose bib that comes on the bottom of the water heater has got a very small hole in it. And typically what I do is I've got this full port ball valve with a nipple, and I will start off with, while the heater is full of water, going in and putting this on there, bypassing the factory drain. But I didn't do this time, so we're gonna do it now. Go ahead, Justin. Just make sure you don't break it. So what you got to do is, once you get it to where it'll start going kind of by hand, you're going to take that one off, and I'm going to swoop in and I'm going to shove this one in there real quick like, and hopefully we don't flood your house. I think I just heard Jennifer say, "Don't flood my house."
Okay.
All right, Detroit, come hold the camera.
That's off.
No, this is on, but I can't put it on with it.
Cap.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's got a cap on it.
yeah.
You follow?
Oh boy. That's how you do that.
Oh boy!
Sparky, get the hose.
Is it draining now?
Do we have to break this up here?
Oh yeah. That's what it is. Sucker down.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. So then we're doing.
Water coming out.
There is?
Yeah, like the ones are things coming out. There's a lot of water.
That's what's supposed to happen.
A lot of water coming out.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey, you need a job?
Spark, you want a job?
No.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
That's what's wrong with this generation. They don't want to work.
Spark, you need to start making some money.
All right, so now we got air coming in through here. That's your pop-off valve all coming. This thing, if I had to guess, I would say it was probably still half full. Hey? Ahoy, hoy. All right, so what we got here, we got our cross and our 90 with some brass nipples. We got us a piece of riata. We're going to get this moseyed over to the scuttle hole. And then we're going to pass it down to Detroit. All right. You got the dolly. Let me move this bucket. Hold on, stand by, stand by. And you're on the rope. Whoa, 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 whoa. You all right?
Water dripping.
It's all right. Little bit's okay. Detroit,
What? Oh,
you ready?
What the hell is going on?
You ready?
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to grab the bottom. You got it?
Yeah. And now I'm getting all
You're gonna have to spin it a little bit. So there we go. Set it on the step. And I'll come down. Ready? We got a rope on the top. Come on down. Set it on the step. Get another grab. You okay?
Yeah.
Come on down. Keep going. Keep going. It's all you. You alright?
Fine. Except for now I'm all dirty.
Huh?
Except for now I'm all dirty.
Well, you shouldn't have worn a white shirt.
Give me a new t-shirt.
Where's the dolly?
Why did they ever
Freaking
think it
dolly.
was a good idea to put things in the attic?
Where the hell's the dolly?
It's in the garage. Space saving.
Yeah, exactly right. You nailed it. So architects don't want to have a water heater taking up a closet. They'd rather use it for clothes. So that's why they go. That's why they went in the attic.
It should be outlawed.
It is outlawed now. So we got a new pan. Okay. So what you want to do, Justin, is make it into a taco. Lift this side up and make it all go towards the drain. No, just slow, like not like on delay, like a little bit at a time. There you go.
Okay.
I wasn't talking to you, Siri. There you go.
Hey, there's a lot of water down here.
Yes, from Justin.
Spill the pan.
Yes. You're hitting on the bottom.
Hey, don't scratch up the brand new water heater.
New pan's gonna come with a new adapter. A lot of times what I'll do is I will use the old adapter with the washer and the nut that comes with the new one. Where did I put it? Here.
Gasket on the back side or this side?
Gasket on the, which way was it?
I think it was on this side.
I've seen it done
Both ways.
both ways. You can do it that way. Because the problem is that rubber washer doesn't have a paper washer with it, so it'll grab the friction from the nut, and it'll get all wonky on you, and it'll start to tear and everything like that. If you turn them channel locks around, they'll work better.
Nope. Wrong again.
No, I was right. It's because you're right-handed, and those are left-handed pliers.
This ain't watertight, but it.
So I was by nut stainless steel. I call them woo-boos. I don't know why they call them woo-boos, but that's what I was brought up calling them. Woo-boo, W-O-O-B-O-O, aka stainless steel flexible connector. They have a hose washer on the inside. You do not have to put Teflon and pipe dope on the threads when you're using these. What you will have to put Teflon and pipe dope on is a nipple that goes into any iron pipe fitting. Dos cervezas, por favor.
2 beers, Paigey.
Come on.
Cheers.
Beers.
Are you kidding me right now? Paige, get 2 beers. What's wrong with you?
She's got worse hearing than you do.
Maybe. Selective.
When you're putting Teflon on threads, you always want to go with the threads. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. I always do 3 to 4 wraps. And then what I will do is I'll grab some of this blue pipe dope, which is great, but it's not great because it gets, whatever it gets on, it sticks to and won't come off. So don't get it on your clothes. It's not peanut butter. Don't eat it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to screw this into the TMP right up here. And then, so like I said, this side won't need any pipe dope, just this side, because this side's going to have a flexible connector on it. This is the vacuum relief. Okay, so like I said earlier, the vacuum relief is so you don't have water going to the heater. It will not drain it. This breaks the vacuum, stops the suction, so it won't drain the whole heater. It will essentially stay full, or more or less full. So your hot side is going to go straight to your distribution system. Your cold side is going to get the expansion tank and the vacuum relief. All right, so this is the way it's going to go. We do expansion tank there. Should fit there. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I had to cut the TMP down lower, and I used one of the existing woo-boos, and I brought it up, and I put a nipple in between. And this is the new stainless steel woo-boo from the TMP. This is a drain. It cannot go uphill, so you want to go ahead and make sure that it's always going downhill. All right, so when you're hooking up your power cord, you've got the one wire. It's in the middle right here. That's your ground wire. The other wires go to the red and black, and it doesn't matter which one they go to. I'll get some electrical tape, and I will tape these 2 wire nuts together. And then into the hole. Then your ground wire is going to go to this green screw right here. In some municipalities, it is required to have a disconnect. We're out in the country, so it's not required in this installation. You can also put your ear up to the water heater. Oh yeah, you can actually hear it humming because that's the elements working. That's it for the installation of this 50-gallon electric water heater. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Texas Beer Adventures. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. And I'll catch you on the flip side. You dang hillbillies!